What's up, YouTube? Man, I've been wanting to say that for so long. It is finally here. Today is the day. YouTube channel is up. Everything is popping. I need you right now to go ahead and hit that like button, hit the subscribe. I need you to share this interview. This interview today is the very first interview on my KyleWorldwide network. This is my YouTube page. I went through my contacts. I was trying to think, who am I going to pick for the first interview? Who? Like Drake. So I'm like trying to figure out who will be the best person to interview for the very first interview on my network. And I went through my contacts. I went through my celebrity guest list and all that good stuff. And I said, I found him. I found the perfect person to kick off the KyleWorldwide network. So without further ado, I want to introduce you to Mr. KyleWorldwide. Out for me, man. Let's talk. Let's go. All right. Before I even get this thing kicked off, Kyle, we got to bring you in the right way. We have to introduce you the right way. I did some research. We got some stuff to go over here. So you attended Valdosta State University. While you were at Valdosta State University, you met your beautiful wife, Kelly, and you also pledged Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, which you're still an active member of the fraternity. After meeting your wife, you started a family. You moved back to Georgia. You end up joining the military as an Army Apache helicopter mechanic. So you're a father, you're a husband, you've owned a tax business since 2006. You're a licensed financial representative with one of the largest independent financial companies on the New York Stock Exchange. You have your life insurance license. You have your Series 6 investment license. You have your Series 63 investment license. Right now, it shows that you're on the cusp of $3 million in assets under management that you manage for other clients. You also are appointed in auto and home insurance. You're appointed in business insurance. You're appointed in legal protection services. You're appointed in ID theft, and you're appointed in home security services. You're a licensed barber. You're a military veteran. You're the co-owner of Dear Madam Walker Hair Salon in Colorado Springs with your beautiful wife, Kelly. You're a streamer, you're a gamer, you're a foodie, a lifestyle blogger. There's a rumor that you own some land in Pueblo, Colorado. We'll get into that later. You ride motorcycles, you like to fish, you're a government contractor where you help transitioning service members who are currently getting out the military find jobs in the civilian sector. And now, the reason why we're here today for this interview is CrossFit. Now you're working out, now you're getting fit. Kyle, when I read off all that stuff to you, what is going through your mind? What are you thinking when you hear a list like that? Oh, wow, man. You don't really, when you say it that way, you don't really think about all the stuff you've done until you hear it, read that way. But, the only thing I can say is it's a blessing. It's fun. My life is busy, it's chaotic, it's like an organized chaos every single day. But I love it, man. And just hearing you read all that stuff off, I'm like, man, I'm pretty sure something probably was still left off. It's probably something else I do out there that I can't even think of right now because it's so much. It is a lot, but it's fun, man. It's fun being busy. Anybody ever said that to you? It's actually fun being busy. All right, so today I just have a few questions for you, man. We have been seeing you post every single day content that you're in the gym, that you're into CrossFit, that you're lifting, doing muscle ups, all this crazy stuff that we see on the outside. And we're just wondering to ourselves, where's this dude? What made him get into this? So the very first question I have for you, Mr. Worldwide, is what initially sparked your interest into CrossFit? So initially sparking my interest into CrossFit, it really stemmed more from, I lost a friend. So lost a friend that was very near and dear to me. But not only did I lose a friend, our last conversation was actually about CrossFit. So if I go through my text message thread, we were both kind of working out, getting in shape, holding each other accountable. She was living in Georgia, I'm living out here. So we were holding each other accountable when it comes to fitness. We were kind of checking in with each other. And I remember me bringing up CrossFit to her, and I was like, man, I think I want to try CrossFit out. And she was just like, yo, you got to do it. CrossFit, man, it's amazing. It's fun. You're going to have a good time doing it. She said, it's going to kick your butt. She's like, it will kick your butt. She's like, but it's so much fun. And I just remember thinking, I was like, all right, I'm going to find a CrossFit gym. But I kind of put it to the back of my head. I wasn't really thinking too hard. I wasn't even searching for a gym. And then to kind of fast forward, I was in the office one day just doing some finances, and my business partner was meeting with a client. And during that client meeting, I'm sitting right beside him. Our desks are in the same office, and I can, I'm listening to their conversation or whatever. And the guy introduced him. They're talking, and he says, "Yeah, I do CrossFit." And I think that's where it kind of sparked. And I was like, "Hold on, wait." I said, "You said CrossFit?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "How long you been doing CrossFit?" And I met this gentleman by the name of Daniel, and he started talking to me about CrossFit. He's like, "Man, it's amazing." His eyes just kind of lit up, and he just started going on and on about CrossFit. So I was like, okay, this dude is like super excited. We ended up becoming Facebook friends after that meeting, after I met him, added him on Facebook. And then I just started seeing consistency of him posting all the time in the gym. Every single day he was putting up a video. It was this community of people. They would look like they were having fun. They were working out. So I was like, okay, it's pretty cool. And then he started sending me messages on Facebook, and he was just like, "Hey man, come check out the gym. Come check out the gym. I remember you said you were interested in CrossFit." So I was like, okay, you know what? I come try it out. I come try CrossFit out. And he said, "Hey, our gym actually does a 7-day free trial. So you can basically come work out for 7 days. If you like it, you can sign up. If you don't like it, you can keep it moving, find something that you actually like to do." So I was like, hey, no brainer. That sounds like a great plan. And that's kind of what got me into CrossFit on taking my first step into that door. Right on. So, going into CrossFit, for a beginner, when you started off, is your first time entering the gym. How did you feel on that first day? How did you feel on your first day in CrossFit? Oh, first day? Shoot, listen. First day in the gym, CrossFit, I was nervous. 100%. I was just 100% butterflies, nervous, not knowing what to expect. I came to a 6 o'clock workout on a Monday. I was doing a free trial for 7 days. And I came in on a Monday, got to the gym early, started stretching. And luckily, when we first started our workout, the coach introduced himself to me. I told him it was my first day in the gym. I was just trying a 7-day free trial. He had me sign a waiver, and immediately he was like, "Hey, everyone's going to introduce themselves so we all know who's who, and then we're going to hop right into it." And he's like, "Don't worry, you're around some veterans in here too, so just kind of pay attention to what they're doing. If you have any questions, let me know." And we got right into it. We did our warm-up, and then we did the workout of the day. And at the end of the day, he's like, "What do you think?" And I was like gassed. I'm like, "Man, that was tough." And I was like, "But I'll be back tomorrow." I said, "I'm going to come back tomorrow. I will do the full week. And then at the end of the week, I'll make a decision on if I want to join the gym or not, or, how I'm feeling, kind of see how I'm feeling." So with anything starting off new, it's going to be a little nervousness there. And I was a little scared, and butterflies and all the things you get when you're trying something new is how I felt. So we're tracking right now. You're about, a good October, full month in, 30 days, consistent, Monday through Friday. We've been seeing you post these videos that you're in the gym every single day. So now I got to ask you, what has been the biggest benefit that you've experienced from CrossFit so far? Biggest benefit. So, man, that's tough. For me, I would have to say, because I've tried a lot of different workouts, I've tried different gyms. I've had I live in Colorado Springs, so I had a Vasa Fitness membership. I used to work out there. I had a Planet Fitness membership. Used to work out at Planet Fitness. I got a Peloton upstairs. I got home equipment. And I think one of the biggest benefits for me personally was going to a CrossFit gym. You don't have to think about what you're doing for that day. And I think that was one of my hardest things is when I used to go to the gym, I never really pushed myself that hard. It was hard for me to like really motivate myself to like one more press or whatever the workout was. It was just hard for me to like really know what to do when I got to the gym or to even push myself. So a lot of times I would go to the gym and sometimes just find myself standing around not doing nothing. And then when I do get on the equipment I need to get on, I had like this kind of like weird like gym anxiety. Like people that knew what they were doing were kind of like, "Man, this dude don't hurry up on the bench press. If this dude don't hurry up on..." So I kind of always felt like I was kind of rushed. Like, let me move on to the next exercise, or let me try to get over here and do something else. And when I left the gym, I just never really felt like I accomplished anything. So I think the biggest benefit for me and what fits my lifestyle with this is I don't have to think about it. We have an app. I can look right now in the app. I can see what the workout is for tomorrow. So I know what we're doing. The only thing I use the app for is just know how I'm gonna dress for the next day because different workouts, I wear kind of different attire depending on what the workout is. So for me, it just took a lot of pressure off of knowing I gotta figure everything out when I get to the gym. When we have expert level coaches there where I can just say, "Hey, I just gotta get there." As long as I wake up and get to the gym, it's go time, and just bring a good attitude and ready to put in work every single day. So that's been the biggest benefit for me is added consistency. I've gotten a lot stronger in a very short amount of time. This has been now I've been at this gym for a year. But we're not going to count a lot of that time. I've been consistent for 30 days. So this is like 30 days of pure consistency. I'm like, oh, my breathing is getting better. My asthma, I don't use my inhaler in the gym at all anymore. I bring it just in case of emergency, but I haven't used my inhaler in 30 days. My lungs, my breathing is getting better. I know I'm getting stronger. Before, I can't even do half of a muscle up. I had one of my friends in the gym told me the other day, she was like, I remember when you started, your squats were pretty much trash. Like, you weren't even going all the way down, and now you're all the way into a squat, coming back up into a press, things like that. So I know I'm getting stronger. I feel a lot better. Hey, boy, the skin glowing, you know what I'm saying? We in CrossFit. That's where the movement's at. So the gym I go to is called CrossFit Bonnie and Clyde. Come check us out. We do a 7-day free trial. If it's something that you're interested in getting into, I would say just come down, check us out, and then see if the family is for you, if the culture's for you, if the workout's for you, if you feel the vibes and you're like, hey, this is a place I want to call home. Hey, let's do it. Let's do it. So this is the hard part, because that list I read off at the beginning of this interview, all the stuff that you do, all the accomplishments, the multiple businesses. Now we got to ask, how do you even balance CrossFit with your other responsibilities, with the family, the kids, your wife and your hobbies? How do you balance all that out? Balancing CrossFit. I've been asked this question a few times, because people are like, man, how the heck are you doing CrossFit and you got everything else going on and you still find the time to get in the gym every day? I 100% believe this, and I heard this before, and I just follow me. If it's a priority, you will do it. Period. Let's get busy out of our mindset completely. If it is a priority for you to go to the gym, you would go to the gym. And this is how I can prove it. Some people say, I don't have time to go to the gym. I'm way too busy to work that into my schedule. So the days I go to the gym right now for my schedule, I go Monday through Friday. I go to the 5 a.m. class. So from 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. is when I do my workout. That means my house is 25 minutes away from this gym. So I'm waking up at 4 a.m. I'll leave the house no later than 4:30. If I leave any later than 4:30, I'm late. So that's the sacrifice I had to make, is I have to wake up at 4 a.m. every single day in order to get this workout in. The second thing is, which I don't like, is you have to sacrifice a little bit. I have to go to bed earlier. I like being up late. I like staying up late watching TV. I like staying up late on the game. I like staying up late watching TikTok, YouTube. I like being in my man cave upstairs late. And now I have conditioned myself to where it's like, all right, 10:30, Kyle, you gotta start wrapping it up. Because by 11, you gotta be in the bed by 11. If you don't get in the bed before 11, you're not gonna perform well the next day. So the first thing, and kind of back to the question, is balance. You're gonna have to just prioritize it. If it's a priority, you will do it. That's where the balance comes in. Have a schedule. That's the key. Everything, if it's not in my phone, my wife knows it's not happening. She's like, hey, did you call? Did you? If it's not in my phone, and if I just nod at her and be like, oh yeah, I got you, it ain't happening. It has to go into my phone calendar. It has to go into like that to-do list, because I live off of my iPhone calendar. iPhone, the dominant race. I live off of that. So what I would say is this, and hopefully this will change your way of thinking if you're thinking about, oh, I'm too busy to get into the gym. Someone told me, or they asked me, they said, Kyle, if tomorrow, no matter what was going on in your schedule tomorrow, if at 5 a.m. when you got to the gym, we gave you $100, would you show up to the gym? Meaning we're going to pay you to come work out for us. We're doing a little case study. So for the next 7 days, we're going to pay you $100 a day for every day you come to the gym. So in my head, I'm thinking, so if I just come to the gym from 5 to 6, you're going to give me $100? And you're going to do that for 7 days? That's easy money. I'm going to go take your $700. I'm going to check in every single day. And when I ask people that question, hey, if I gave you $100, come to the gym with me tomorrow, would you do it? They're like, hell yeah. Every time they're like, you going to pay me to come to the gym? So that lets me know that you have time. That it's just not a priority. You have time, because that monetary value that I put on it now it incentivized you to say, okay, now I'm about to go do it. So we're all kind of motivated by the carrot. So for me, in my busy schedule, I had to motivate myself by the same exact criteria, by the carrot. Am I getting paid $100 when I go into the CrossFit gym every single morning? No. But I also have the Kyle Worldwide Network. I have my YouTube channel. I have my TikTok. I have my Instagram. I have my Facebook that is monetized. So when I'm putting videos and content out for people, they're liking, they're commenting, they're sharing, they're talking, and my channels are monetized to where I get paid. So if I don't go to the gym, I don't have any content to shoot. And if I don't have content to shoot, I don't get paid. So what I did, I said, let me take something I honestly don't really like that much, because I'm just not a workout guy. It's not my thing. It's so many other things I'd rather do. So I said, well, let me monetize it in a way. Let me take a way where I can say, I'm going to get fit. I'm going to still stay on track, but I'm incentivizing myself. Hey, Kyle, the carrot is get through the workout. Don't look like a chump while you're shooting the videos. So when you get back home, you can edit these videos and you can push that content out and hopefully motivate somebody to get into the gym as well, or to get fit. So if you're asking me, how do you balance the work-life balance between the kids, the gym, the family? You have to have a schedule, and then your schedule has to be prioritized. If it's not a priority, you're not going to do it. All right, so as we kind of wrap up, last question I have for you, because some people are going to see this video and they're going to think, hey, I might want to get into CrossFit. I might want to try this out. What advice would you give someone who is starting out in CrossFit or thinking about joining a CrossFit gym? What advice I would give someone who's starting CrossFit? Oh, man. So I would say go to different CrossFit gyms. I think now I would kind of say that, just kind of being in it for a little bit. And the only reason I say that is because you want to kind of see the culture. You know, do you vibe here? Do you vibe with these people? Just different things like that. So I would say go try out some different gyms and just see if it's a fit for you. You know, work out at those gyms. You know, do a couple of sessions at the gym and see what the culture is. I personally didn't shop gyms. I didn't. I came in from a strong referral. I trusted the person that told me the gym was going to be great, and it was. And I didn't have to go gym hopping all throughout the Springs. I just found out there are a lot of CrossFit gyms here I didn't even know about. But I noticed it when competitions pop up, because they say, oh, this gym is hosting this, and this gym is hosting this relay over here, and this and this. And I'm like, dang, I didn't know we had all these gyms. So for the brand new person starting out in CrossFit, a couple things I would say that I wish I would have done a little bit better of is, if you're starting out, do a free trial at a gym. Don't pay to start somewhere, because you may not like it. So do a free trial, number one. Number two, if you decide to join that gym, this is the thing I would do. I would honestly early invest in equipment. And what I mean by that is just a couple pieces of equipment I think that you should have, based off my experience. In one pair I got late. That was my shoes. Get you some good lifting shoes. I use the Metacons, I think is what they're called. They're Nike Metacons. I lift in those. Love them. It changed the game. I used to work out at Air Max, the bubbles, and the compresses. You would just not get a good lift. So I would invest in a good pair of shoes to protect your feet, make sure that you're lifting properly. And my favorite gym accessory is my wrist wraps. I do not work out with wrist wraps. I've always had kind of weak wrist. So stretching your wrist, doing all the pre-warm-up workouts, all the bending, walking around the floor, you know, they show you all these wrist movements, because a lot of it is flexing your wrist to press things. So I would definitely say invest in some wrist wraps. Those are very cheap. You can get those on Amazon for like less than 20 bucks. The shoes, you're going to invest in. You know, I probably paid $150, $160 for my shoes. But at the end of the day, I would just say, if you're just starting out in CrossFit, don't feel like you have to keep up with everybody. That's another piece. It's hard, because it's hard, especially gender-wise too. Because I'll be lifting some stuff and I'm like, I'm on here killing it. And I look over and corner my eye and I see the females. I'm like, yeah, let me put some more weight on here. So don't try to compare yourself to other people. Get in at your level, start at your level, take your before pictures, track your progress. I love our gym because we have an app, so I can log all my movements. If I hit a PR for the day, personal record, I just throw it into the app so I can kind of track where I'm at. I like that our app also does the math, so I can do, if I want to do 6% of the weight that day, I can just drag this little slider. It tells me 60% of what the weight is. So I would just say, stay in your lane, focus on body mechanics. All the rumors that everybody in CrossFit gets hurt, that's not true. I used to think that too. Focus on body mechanics. How does your body naturally move? When you pick up that weight, does it feel too heavy? If it feels too heavy, drop the weight. Everything is about form. So I would say master the form and the techniques of the workouts first before you master adding more weight. And I think a lot of people try to go macho in the gym early. They add too much weight, then you pull muscles and you tweak things. So for me, I typically am at a little bit lighter weight than everyone in the gym because I'm very focused on my form. I know the weight's going to come. I'm getting stronger, so naturally the weight is just going to come. But right now, I'm just focusing on form and making sure I have the correct protective equipment. So Good thing about our gym that I really do love is when I do sit down with our coaches, I can tell them, hey, I've had 2 leg surgeries in the military. I've had lower back pain for as long as I've known. I've had X, Y, and Z. So now when I cater my workouts or I do alternate exercise, I'm still getting that, I'm still getting the burn, I'm still getting the workout, but I'm also not hurting myself. So listen to your body, listen to your recovery zones, and again, find you a schedule. Stay consistent. At least if you're going to try it out, if you do a 7-day free trial, do as many days in a row as possible for that 7 days so your body can really feel, okay, I'm adjusting to something new. And that's it. I think that'll kind of get you off to a good start into the CrossFit world. So hopefully we see you out there. I'm training right now. I got a bucket list item. I've never done a Tough Mudder. I've never done Ironman or whatever they call that thing. So next year they have a Tough Mudder coming to Colorado. I think it's in May. So right now that's on my bucket list. I'm looking at that. I'm like, I'm gonna get my stamina and my strength to the point where I want to complete a Spartan race, those different races. I want to be able to compete in some of those races and bring home some medals. So we're going to see how it goes. All right, so that wraps it up, Worldwide family. Kyle, again, thank you so much for taking some time out of your busy schedule, letting us dive into your world a little bit. For everyone that watched this video to the end, please take a moment to just go like the page, follow, subscribe, share the video. Every comment that you leave is supporting the channel. Every like, every subscribe, that's supporting the Kyle Worldwide network and the channel. So we really appreciate it. And just remember, success is not one-dimensional. It's worldwide.